All right, guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about a book. This book, Come Out of Her, Oh My People, that I first read back in 2000 something, back when I was doing my blog. I don't know how I found it. No idea. Not even a clue. But it basically talks about paganism in the early church. Now, we all remember Acts and the Jerusalem Council, where they decided that the Gentiles should be admitted into the church, and they didn't have to conform to they didn't have to become Jewish proselytes, basically. Paul, when he talks about Christianity, says it is to go to the Jew first and also to the Greek. That is not the way it's handled today. It is a Gentile religion. And why do I say that Christianity is a Gentile religion? First off, because the Jewishness of Jesus is not talked about. It's not emphasized in any way, shape, manner, or form. Even the very name Jesus is a creation of the early church. His name, when we're talking about during the Bible times, was Yeshua. It wasn't. Jesus is a Greek invention, and so during the first 4 centuries of Christianity, there was a rapid shift away from the Jewishness of Christianity to a largely Gentile styled religion. One of the main things that I point to, I had a coin in my pocket for the past year or so that my brother gave me that was from Constantine. And that coin from Constantine showed his motto, Sol Invictus, which is the motto of the sun worshippers. That is the unconquerable sun. This book right here that I'm talking about, Come Out of Her, Oh My People, talks about how basically sun worship was melded with Christianity. Even Christians, you'll see. I remember I was in a Reformed bookstore one time, and I saw a shirt that said Sol Invictus, the unconquerable sun. And that piqued my curiosity. I've never heard that. I've heard of Sola Scriptura, and all that type of stuff. I come from my origins are a more reformed background growing up. Prior to last 10 years, it was basically a reformed background, so very traditional understandings of everything. The cross on the coin, there was a cross on the coin. It showed Constantine with a head with rays of light coming from the sun onto the head of Constantine. It was very clear that the coin was talking about pagan sun worship and not Christianity. And the cross on the coin was the Iron Cross. The Iron Cross is the cross that you see in Germany. It's like, flared, 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 flared. 4 sides. It's the Iron Cross. When I read this book talks about how basically Christianity from Sunday to the name of Yeshua that got put into Jesus, the the origins of the church were so much adopted these pagan ideas around it. Easter, I remember growing up, we had some understanding of that Easter had a lot of pagan roots. Now, of course, those pagan roots are kind of washed over, and we're like, well, we're just celebrating the resurrection of Christ. But the idea that we're not supposed to associate with paganism is lost. If you look in the Old Testament, you see that there was supposed to be a complete, you go the other direction for paganism. And the people that did, Solomon, the people that offered sacrifices in the temples to false gods, they were not, they, God even said, you cannot worship me and the false gods at the same time. He did say that. And the thing is that when Jesus was confronted by a Gentile, he said, my message is not but for the lost sheep of Israel. Because until his death and resurrection and his rejection by the Jews, he had the opportunity to be the Jewish Messiah in more than just the spiritual way at that time. But the Jews rejected him as their Messiah. And so he was only available to be the Messiah in a very spiritual sense. When he comes back the second time, not the 1.5 time, there is no pre-trib rapture. Sorry guys, hate to break it to you. When he comes back the second time, he's going to be the very physical Messiah that will save Israel and slaughter its enemies, because they will accept him. The remnant, the 144,000, will accept him at that time. So I suggest this book if you are still seeking the truth. It will blow your mind, hopefully, if you're open-minded to actually look at what it has to say. All right, so I'm going to hold this up so you can see what it is. Come out of her, oh my people. Now this book has been out a long time. I think it says, what did it say? Been out since the 70s or something? 86. 86 is when this book came out. Now, come out of her, O my people, is a quote from Hebrews. Come out of her, O my people, and be ye separate, says the Lord. We are not, as a church or as a people who claim the name of Christ, we're not separate from the world. We have not distinguished ourselves as different from the world. So we have to look on the things that Constantine did in the light of his paganism, and not with the idea that he was somehow Christian. He converted Christianity on his deathbed. So I'm just saying, check this out. I think it's interesting. It goes a little above and beyond what I can swallow. Reading it a second time, it's a little easier for me to catch what he's saying, because when I first read it, I was completely down the road, completely orthodox in all my beliefs. And so this idea that Christianity has a highly pagan origin as far as modern Christianity goes, modern as since the 400s or 300s, it makes sense to me now. But when I read it, I was like, I don't know, this is a little crazy, man. But over the years, I see echoes of this, and obviously I saw that coin that came from Constantine himself. It's for, and like physical evidence I'm holding in my hand. So I know that Constantine did help influence pagan traditions being instituted into the church. Um, so I say check this out, guys. I think it's interesting. Uh, it's a very important book. I suggest everybody should read it.